What's going on, everybody? This is Mike Bennett and Mike Baker coming at you with another episode of the Weekly Tech Wrap Up. I think this is episode 11, Mike?
I think we're in 11 now, man.
Episode 11, man. So, yeah, it's been steadily grinding, going hard with this content, man. Hope everybody had an excellent week. Previously, I always confuse Sunday with, I do that, man. Like, my weeks don't start until Monday, but yeah, I forgot this is the new week. So I hope everybody had a great week last weekend. They enjoyed the weekend. But y'all know what we do here, man. We go in, give some solid commentary on what's going on within the tech industry. Some stuff more on the tech line, some stuff just more social. But today we're gonna jump straight into the topics today. We're gonna be going over three things. First thing we got here, it says Facebook will pay you up to $5 to record your voice. Then we're going to be jumping into some stuff about the coronavirus and what PlayStation and Facebook's concerns are with that. It says PlayStation and Facebook will be canceling their GDC appearances, citing the coronavirus concerns. And lastly, which I seen coming from a mile away, it says TikTok is launching their parental controls in the UK, but there's no date for the US rollout yet. So if you all don't know, I guess TikTok is like the new buzzing social media out of all the ones that's been established.
Yeah.
And of course, everything we've seen the trends where everything starts off fresh and then things have to get regulated, and then here come the ads and stuff like that. So we see what's happening there, but we won't jump into that. But so first things first, it says Facebook will be paying you up to $5 to record your voice. Now when I hear stuff like this, when you have bigger super duper conglomerates, corporations that have that tend to billions of people's daily lives, paying people, incentivizing them to record their voice, a red flag goes up for me. Alarm comes on. Now they say in the article that we came across, this is surrounding some type of initiative they have for like recording people's voices, and I think it's around what was it they were saying here? I forgot the name of the
they got their version, the portal.
That's right, yeah. Portal. I was gonna call it the what was it? So no, yeah, but so yeah, they're trying to basically get people to, they're paying people $5 to send their voice in so they can start to refine their portal application. It's like it's part of the many Facebook apps that's out there for quote unquote market research. I just, again, it's something that just, I know I'm not going to do it just because I don't feel comfortable with, I feel like they have enough about me. So why would I want to pay them to even know like what I sound like? That's just weird to me. But
yeah,
they say it for one thing, but you know how this goes. We've seen the movies, man. It's all types of things that happen when corporations start to record people's voices and spy on them and stuff like that, man. What's your take on it, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, it's Facebook, so whatever intent that they say they're using it for is probably 10 other reasons that they're gonna be using it, and they not listing them in the documentation. You're just gonna find out 5 months later down the line that your voice was used to like make a phone call to the bank to try to reset your password or something from somebody that used to work at Facebook or something. Like, that's, I don't know. I mean, they have the portal. I don't really use, a lot of Facebook products besides Messenger and Facebook, and mostly that is just to be in contact with the people that I'm, generally in contact with on a regular basis. But like, I don't really use Instagram. I have an Instagram account, but I use it like once every couple months. I don't even have WhatsApp, and I don't really think I'm gonna get WhatsApp based on all the issues that they continuously seem to have. So, I don't really see myself in the Facebook ecosystem as much. But they do have this portal thing, and it was coming out as like one of the main things that was like competition to Alexa and Google Assistant, one of the main things about it was that theirs hooks up directly to your television. I mean, so that functionality of just hooking up to your TV makes it a lot I guess more useful because it goes straight from HDMI. Got a camera on it, and all it is a camera and a microphone that sits on top of your TV like a webcam for real, and that's their assistant. And they call it Portal or whatever. They do have the little Portal stand, I guess, the Portal screen that you could buy that's like a 10-inch or 7-inch screen. And like that's like, yeah, and then, like, at that point you got to commit to being part of the Facebook ecosystem for real. But I don't know how useful it is. I don't know if it can give up as much information as Alexa and Google gets, when they ask it questions, doesn't know the answers to these things and stuff like that. I don't know how smart it actually is. Probably not as smart as like Siri or something. But I don't know, that $5 thing, the fact that they paying people $5 for your voice, like they Google has a similar program. I think really a lot of them do. I use Google's before, but like it's basically like a voluntary survey type program where you hop into it, you give reviews or you answer a couple questions, and they'll like actually like they will report that online. Like you can actually get paid for it just for submitting your questions, for answering your questions. But then I have like have you been to this store lately? Did you buy this thing? Do you like this stuff? They ask you these random questions, and then they'll give you like points that you can put into you like buying something on their store or whatever. I mean, and they survey questions just like everywhere else. But it's like it's kind of weird that they asking survey questions at the same time that where they also are taking all your information. So it's like, y'all already got my information. What y'all need survey questions for?
Like you all already understand the psychographic and demographics of your audience. You're able. I know for a fact that these like your Facebooks and your Googles, they can, because for instance, I know I'm not the only one that's get friend requests or have like friends suggested to me who are like friends of the friends that I have. But somehow, some way, they're like we're all interconnected or have some general interest that you can't see as far as what we list on our profiles. But then, for instance, say you connect with one of these guys who are like, you all friend cousins pretty much, you'll find that y'all like the same pictures or y'all even probably look the same. So it's like, why would you all, if you all are able to, comprise all this information of us and then be able to point us in the directions of people that we could possibly be interested in that we don't even know about, why would you need to hear my voice? Like you already know enough about me.
Yeah, I mean, it's proof positive that your information is valuable. Like this is proof positive right there that like even if $5 ain't nothing for real, but like it's proof that the data that you offer up willingly is of value to them, and they should probably be paying us more. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
Either that, like, I mean, that is kind of the caveat that we all sign away to. Like we say we want to use the service for free, and in exchange for it, we give up our information. And I mean, they could put a paid tier of Facebook and just be like, hey, we won't track any of your information or anything if you pay for it. I mean, and at that point, how much is it worth to people? Like, this kind of going around like a reverse point of view, but it's kind of still in the same circle. It's your information and trying to determine a value for your information. Right now, they're saying your voice is worth $5. I mean, but that doesn't include like all your selfie pics, all your likes, all your interests, all the data that they've collected off of you already, all your GPS locations and all that. Like all of that is valuable too, but they ain't putting no number on that. They're just saying, in exchange for all of that, we allow you to talk to your friend in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like that's the exchange for it type thing.
It's whatever. I'm not convinced. Because for one, the $5, like my voice is worth a lot more than that. What I mean? It's Les Brown gets paid, I think, what, $75,000 an hour to speak.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, his voice is pretty viable. I just feel that it just seems like no to me. I don't like it. I think they starting to get a little bit too comfortable. And then like what you said, this whole thing about paying, you won't be tracked. I don't believe that either. And I'm not trying to start off on a conspiracy theorist note, but this stuff is just starting to sound more and more, like a serious no for me because, bro, like y'all already know enough. It's almost I'm trying to think of what I can compare this to.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I know is that like I'm not signing up for Facebook to use their service, but I don't see why they're even paying people in the first place because they could just get people to say, hey, portal all day if they just buy a portal. I mean, if they just buy it, I mean, the requirement for using the thing is to say, hey, portal. So why are they even charging people? Or why are they even paying people in the first place? That's kind of a caveat of even using the system. It's like, you got to say it. I mean, like, I don't even know if, I mean, one of the larger issues in general, and I think they talk about this later in the article, is the fact that, like, they tend to have people doing human intervention in some of these things. So, like, there's people actually jumping in. Yeah, they like actually jumping in and listening to these conversations. Like you say, hey Portal, or hey Google, hey Alexa, like what time is my appointment? And they rate that. They give it like a general score and say, oh, it was like 85% accurate, or it was like 65% accurate. And if it's like 65% accurate, then they send it off to a person to listen to transcribe it. To make sure that it is accurate and make sure that in the next case that it happens, it works a little bit better. And that's one of those things that Amazon has been doing for a while. Google said that they were stopping doing that, except for in small cases. And I mean, in this case, Facebook is kind of doing the same thing, but it's one of those things where they do allow for you to opt out of it if you want. If you choose to, you can opt out of having people listen to your audio. But you never know if that's actually going to happen or not.
Man, this is how I look at it. Like, the only time I speak to anything, and I think they're really good services. I mean, it's good for accessibility. You got people that's blind out there, all sorts of things. But the only thing I use these systems that comes down to Alexa, Siri. Is I just ask them to define things for me. What's the time, the weather, or to put my phone on low power mode. Everything else, I just either type it up. You know what I mean? That's how I do. Maybe it almost seems like, I'm kind of sounding a little old school compared to where things are moving. You know how back in the day we see like our parents, OGs, they'll still be doing certain things. You're like, why are they still doing it this way? You can do it this way. It's like, I feel like I'm in that position now.
Like I only use phones to make calls. Yeah. Why do I need a smartphone that does 20 different things? All I want to do is pick up the phone, say, hey, what's up? And click.
That's it. So all this stuff about asking, like, can you tell me about, or give me life coaching? Siri, can you give me life coach? Like, I'm not, it's too much, man.
Right.
But whatever, man. Let's move on to the...
We're going to have a lot more talks about this. This isn't over yet. I mean, it's really just beginning. So we're going to be talking about this forever.
Right. This is because I know for a fact it's Facebook, they're going to push this. But let's jump into the next thing, man. This is PlayStation and Facebook canceled GDC. That's a game developers convention there. They're canceling their appearance, citing the coronavirus concern. So just in case somebody watches this, 10 years later, there was this thing that happened called the coronavirus, where which is interesting enough. It's been coming out that, and I don't know if it's like a joke or is it, because it's the internet, right? You never know what's going on out here, man. But apparently they say on the back of a Lysol can it says that it cures or it kills the coronavirus, which Lysol has existed in my, from what I can remember, longer than the coronavirus has existed. So. But yeah, this is scare the coronavirus. I think it's originated in China, where it's spreading like wildfire per se, supposedly. And Facebook and PlayStation were going to be making their appearance at one of the premier conferences for people within the tech industry, the GDC, and they just basically was like, "No, we're not doing it just because." We can't risk, anybody. They said there's certain people that what is it? I think 1,000 cases in other countries. I think in the U.S. where people die from it. So I don't know. Even the coronavirus
cases in other countries and 15 in the U.S. so far.
Oh, just 15.
Yeah, one person so far is reported died in the U.S. Just off of news that I heard.
And where is this at?
I think that is in the West Coast,
New Mexico. Oh, okay. Whatever, man. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's. I think within America we do an excellent job quarantining these things if it's even real. Because I've never met anybody. With even like I've never. So there's things that have happened before. We had the whole SARS thing, anthrax,
bird flu, swine flu.
Yeah. I've never met anybody that's had any of those. You know what I mean? So it just always now. I'm not doubting that this exists. Doubting this existence of the coronavirus, but I'm like. I put it in the same vein as all those other things happen. This could potentially, it's being promoted to us as potentially pandemic, but nothing happened. Like what happened to anthrax? Like it's not, from what I know, it's not really a thing anymore. Same thing with SARS, all that stuff like that. So
anthrax was Taliban
right.
and Al Qaeda dropping off anthrax packages on people's doorstep. Yeah. I just remember Tyrone Bigham trying to take some anthrax with him. Talking about is anthrax bad? Yeah, Tyrone. Anthrax is really bad. People been. I think the coronavirus has been a thing that they knew of, in the CDC and whatnot, but it never actually broke out to be this type of thing where it's actually affecting people on a scale like this. It's one of those things where they identified it, but if it actually did anything, it never was major until now, and it's major now. And I ain't gonna say why, people eating weird stuff, but.
Say less. I know. I get it.
But I feel like this is like a perfect opportunity. I mean, this is the beginning of the year type thing. A lot of companies are getting their money in order. I mean, accountants getting their money in order. It's the tax season and all of that. And this is like the perfect time to have an event like this. I'm not going to say that this is a complete conspiracy theory. There's people dying. I'm sure there's a lot of people dying and whatnot, but it's definitely hitting the stock market. Is causing a lot of trades to happen or to not happen because of the fear of the potential of the stock market and the potential of infection spreading and causing a larger pandemic. But it's also a perfect opportunity for the accountants of these larger corporations to get their dollars in order and to reorganize a couple of things because of the way that the market is in flux. And, they spend a lot of money when they do those conferences where they know that 100,000 people going to be at a location or whatever. So they got to spend money on, having the right marketing team there, having the right billboards, flyers, handouts, and, having examples and demonstrations, presentations, and all that stuff, renting out venues and all of that. So, this is a perfect time for them to be like, you know what, I'm not going to spend my money on that. I'm just going to pull back, and we just going to go ahead and do this online or something. Like that's what Facebook basically was talking about. Alternatively, that they're just going to do video and online question and answers to do a Reddit AMA or some shit. When it was Ask Me Anythings or whatever. But it's one of those perfect opportunities for them to pull back, and PlayStation in particular, they've been basically pulling back on everything. Any event that's been allowing that would give them the opportunity to talk about their new PlayStation or the new games that they got coming out this year, because this is supposed to be the new generation year of the PlayStation, just of all consoles in general. PlayStation is not talking about that daggone console at all. I'm kind of mad about it. Personally, I'm getting kind of mad about the fact that I want to give them my money and they acting real pompous right now. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
like,
They feel like they're gonna lose the. So we've been talking about the cloud stuff for some time, man. I think this is like why you think they have been being redirected every time they have an opportunity to talk about or like heavily promote the new system, the next gen, or do you think it's like we ain't really got much to say? Like
I fear that is that they ain't got much to say. Yeah. I fear totally that they just gonna be like, and here's the PlayStation 5, and we ain't got nothing else for you, bro. All the same services is the same services that we had since PlayStation 4, but here's a PlayStation 5. And
that's not good, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm fearing, but I'm hoping that that's not the case. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that I'm not smart enough for the industry. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that I don't know what I'm talking about, and they gonna come out with something crazy that's just gonna just blow my mind. And I'm just like, see, I knew Sony was right all along. Yeah, I mean, I should have never doubted you, Sony.
Man,
yeah,
usually when it's too good to be true, bro.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I knew that. Nah, bro, this is probably what it is. It just ain't, and they just using the coronavirus as another. Okay, cool. We got, people. Right. You're looking to make an excuse. You're gonna find one. So,
I mean, they skipping PAX. They skipping GDC. They already missed the E3. Yeah, I mean, not E3. E3 is coming out. What was it? CES. Yeah, CES is January. I mean, so if they hop now in June and be like, yo, we're not going to do. Matter of fact, they already said that they not doing E3, that they supposed to be doing their own presentation. I mean, and all the rumors going around now saying like,
have you listened to that?
Yeah, I mean, like it was a rumor going on saying that they were going to announce a PlayStation on the 27th. Now they're saying that they're going to announce it on the 3rd. I mean, in March. I mean, so that's this Tuesday. But they all rumors. Nobody's saying nothing.
They're gonna be on the 17th.
I mean, it's gonna be on the. It's gonna be next year, and they're gonna still be talking about it, and they're gonna keep blaming this coronavirus until the coronavirus die out. So, you know what? I'm not even gonna blame the coronavirus. I'm gonna say the coronavirus is all just an economic ploy, and PlayStation might be in trouble.
I think that she made me remember because I seen something else along as far as the coronavirus, right? And then you talk about this. They say that people are scared to buy Coronas now because of the coronavirus.
That's why you see people actually trying to force the new name. They got the name. They calling it COVID-19. That's like the official name.
That's what it is now.
They trying. Yeah, that's the official scientific name, and they trying to force the media to use that name because it's killing the Corona sales.
They just went down the silch when this thing came out. Corona.
Say the stock market for Corona is popping right now. This is at an all-time low. You need to buy that. Oh. Do not buy that. Don't trust in my economic values. I don't know nothing about the stock market, but I will be checking it out later. I'll tell you this much: if Corona on the market is like $1.99, I'm about to get a couple hundred shares.
Oh, this is what's going to happen. It's going to go down. People going to cop, and then within the next year, something it's going to come out like actually the Corona's got something in it that holds the coronavirus down or possibly even heals it, and then it's going to shoot up to about $10,000 a share. Like, oh goodness.
Yeah, so, yeah. I'm plotting now. I'm about to go check and see what that value is as soon as we get off of here.
But yeah, man. Let's jump into the last topic, man. Since TikTok launches parental controls in the UK, no date has rolled out for the US yet. So like we're saying, TikTok and just like it has that same feeling to me that like Snapchat had. And it's interesting now that I'm a little bit older. I'm able to see it from a different perspective because I come from the Black Planet MySpace era where like social media was just becoming a thing, and we were more so users. Like that's what we did in high school. Like it was in the middle school, high school stuff. And like now that I see what's happening, like with the same things, like I see that what TikTok is going through, the same thing that happened with Snapchat. Same thing that happened with several other ones out there, and I think it's legit. That Well, for one, I think they jumped on it a lot faster because when in the MySpace days, it was kind of like you was able to do, Black Planet. You was able to do whatever. It was rogue, pretty much. You know what I mean? Everybody was kind of like, if whatever you find, that's what you found. But now that they've rolled this out, maybe for the youngest is using the app, kids don't like to be controlled. So it's probably ain't too much good news, but I think that it's actually a solid move, man. Because I've been seeing a couple of things online where like people have come up missing and like a lot of stuff happening with like the trafficking, and it's getting real out here, man. Like it's becoming, social media is definitely becoming like more predatory now, and for them to go this to roll this out, like now I think when it's like TikTok is not even nowhere near its prime. It's still hot. I've tried to use it. I still, I kind of fell off of it a little bit because I'm just like, it's more social media, and it's an interesting app. I just haven't really delved deep into it, but yeah, it's something that's needed, man, because there's no telling like who's behind these things now, but.
Just so everybody know, the TikTok is the launch of the parental controls. That's the thing that we're talking about. Being that they coming out with these parental controls in the UK, and more than likely they coming out with them all across. They say that they're not rolling them out in the US, but they're probably gonna roll them out in the US as well. Yeah, like it's just a major issue that always just comes around later on. I think like Google as a general platform, like Google has parental control features. Facebook has come out with parental control features. I think Instagram has parental control features where you use one account to monitor another. I can't guarantee that on Instagram, but I think that's the case. Like Snap, I mean those services for real, Snap and TikTok in particular. And even with the new features of Instagram, the main thing about them is that they basically like television, and it's unfiltered television. With that stories feature, you basically just press play, and then next thing you know, you have videos being blasted at you 24/7. It won't stop. I mean, commercials is just video at the video at the video at the video. Yeah. I mean, and you don't really know what's it's going to give you. And I don't really use TikTok as much, but from what I always hear is it's even more like that, where you really don't have much control over who you follow or what you follow until you start actually looking at it. So like it's just a feed of video at the video, and once you actually find a video that you like, you can delve into that video or those people a little bit more. But initially it's just video at the video at the video, and it's not really a direct social network where you can look at people and say, oh, who is this person? Let me follow this person. Its primary purpose is to be video first. I mean, and
that's what I find kind of weird about the app, though, is that you're absolutely right about it. It's like it's no solid, how we do on Facebook. You go search for this person, look at their profile, and then hit send friend request or something like that. Whereas TikTok is not like that. It's just like it's really like you're just watching like TV. It really is like that. You're watching like quick snippets. It's like what Vine was, but it's like on steroids. You know what I mean? Where you had like how Vine was like a 6-second thing, but now they got all types of stuff where it's just like now and then once you go down the rabbit hole of things that you've watched, it's like they start suggesting to you or like sending you things more in that category, but it's like it's no halt button.
Yeah, it's a data company. I mean, they're analyzing the second, and I'm looking at this little picture here where they got the picture of the Snapchat app in the Apple App Store, and they got the little slogan that say they make every second count. And in my mind, when I think of that from a developer point of view, I'm thinking they're analyzing every second of somebody's watching, and they're trying to see what somebody's doing on every second of video watching. Like from second 120 to second 121, did somebody click on it? Did somebody say, like, go to the next video? What happened in that video? Because one of the big things that people are doing in the development world is data analyzing. I mean, video, what do you call visual analyzation, image analyzing. and seeing what was in that image at the time that made somebody do something. And I think part of that is to be able to push into the idea of um, interactive commercials even more, because one of the big features that's cool with Snap and Instagram stories, you got the feeds rolling through, but then every once in a while you got a commercial ad, like a commercial going through. And then you can interact with that commercial, and you can, scroll up for more to read more about, it comes up with a website or whatever and stuff like that. I think they are trying to get into the idea of, how to build out interactive commercials, which allows them to be like, more marketable if you can interact with it. And
so that's exactly what I was about to jump into. When you said the how they're analyzing things by a second. So when you're doing like Facebook ads, you can create an ad where like you can target people who say they've engaged with a video, like and people who have watched it up to a certain point. You can use that. They actually have a setting in there where you can say, if you watched it to 30 seconds, market, put this on a market to this person. Like you can do that. So the fact that I think the people who are running TikTok, they have had the opportunity to kind of sit back and like analyze what the other platforms have done to monetize. And I think they're moving towards that quickly, which is actually it's something special happening on there, at least business wise, because being that they've had the opportunity, well, they I think they had on a daily average of 800 million users now. I think last time I checked. Ooh, so for them to have that many users, and then they already have putting together the framework of what it's like to start, like marketing and showing commercials and stuff like that. Like it sounds like it's going to be a pretty good lick for those who did it, because I know it was first started off as Musically, and I think it was kind of moving a little slow.
Yeah, they got bought out. They got bought up and they merged into TikTok.
That's what it is. Yeah, okay. So I mean, they on the right track.
I think one of the other things with this though is I think this is a Trojan horse to get more adults into TikTok too, because right now it's a kid app, and a lot of adults don't really use it because they already using their Instagram, they already using everything else, and in order for you to do proper parental management on there, you got to create an account, and like that means that the adult got to create an account, then the kid creates the account, then you put them under your account essentially, and at that point that gets them in there to get them to at least see what it is, and then next thing you know, they start slowly using it. They probably get notifications about it, and then it starts becoming the adult. There's an adult version of TikTok just for the adults to pull them away from things like Instagram and Snap and all that stuff.
To put them in that environment. It's the same thing of like, you hang around the gym long enough, you're gonna lift weight, man.
Eventually start taking a walk somewhere.
You want to do something. You want to start walking this. You want to see somebody else running. Well, let me do some running too. And you're gonna go and find yourself inside, signing up to, for some personal training or something. So that's actually that's a good point, man. I ain't even peeped that. Yeah, and in fact, I think that's what the main thing is. When you think about like,
they don't really care about kids. They don't care about
I was trying to take more of the moral stance at first, man, which is it's still good, but then too, like, you gotta remember, like, not switching gears, like these companies, man, like they just care, they're very sociopathic, man. They just care about the bottom line and don't really give a shit about, the collateral damage is done. You know what I mean? Because you would think with all of these cases happening with like sex trafficking, people disappearing, all this other craziness, man, there should be something that someone should take a firm stance and say, nah, we ain't. But nah, as long as the money coming in, you get more users. Like, nah, we.
Yeah, because if they cared about it, that would have been like one of the first things that they did, because they know about it. They know child trafficking exists. They know human trafficking exists. I mean, they know all this stuff be going on that they just didn't care about until regulation came along. It was like, yo, you know what? We need to do this before they say something. And I mean, they proactive because it's more than likely they didn't actually get a lawsuit for it, but they doing it just in case, because they know that everybody else did it already. So we got to do it too if we want to be one of the big boys.
And you know what? They see all the foolishness that Facebook and Google was going through with the UK. Yeah, so they're like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. Matter of fact, we gonna parental control. Say
and TikTok a Chinese company, so they ain't. Yeah, I mean they got the freedom to roam, but yeah, if they want to be larger and outside of China, then I mean they got to follow those rules.
Right. So, but yeah, man. That's pretty much it. That's all we got for today, man. It's pretty interesting topics. I would definitely like to see where things are gonna happen, like what things are gonna happen with PlayStation moving forward. Bit that we don't know what the future holds for them. I don't think they do either. As well as what's happening over there at TikTok and seeing how that platform develops, man. But again, that's all. That's all I think we can really talk about today, man. Mike, you got anything else to share?
Nah, man, just be ready for those shorts, man. You got more videos coming every week, every day.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Yeah, pretty much same thing. Like what Mike said, same thing, man. And yeah, we just want y'all to like, comment, subscribe, find us on all the social media channels. You want to see us a lot more active on the primary social medias coming soon. But in the meantime, for those who are on the stream or watch our streams or on all of the podcast platforms, continue to stay tuned in and leave some comments. Let us know what you think about what you've been hearing so far and what we're doing right and some things we can improve upon. But that's all we got for today, man. This is Mike Bennett and Mike Baker, your host for the Weekly Tech Wrap Up. Signing out. Peace.